You guys, Nico at Sabbadius finally did it. He made an authentic big box version of the vintage Shin-ei Uni-Vibe. This on the floor is the Funky Vibe RS, which stands for real size. Now he's making two versions of this. The 1968, which is the early version of the Uni-Vibe when it was still under the Honey brand, and the 1969, which is the one that I have. And this is more like that Shin-ei era Uni-Vibe, and it's very similar to my favorite Sabbadius Funky Vibe, which is the Fillmore East, which I currently have on my board, and this might end up replacing it because I really like this one. But basically the differences between the 68 and the 69 are, according to Nico, how intense the throbbiness is. Yes, I said that. Basically, the 68 is more intense, the 69 is a little bit rounder. So where the original Funky Vibe is more pedalboard friendly, relatively, and by the way, he also makes mini versions of the Funky Vibes which are even smaller and more pedalboard friendly. The original flagship Funky Vibes have some modern improvements to them, such as side-mounted jacks instead of the top-mounted jacks like the originals, a dedicated speed knob so you don't have to rely on a foot controller to control the speed, and a true bypass switch to bypass the entire effect, including the preamp. But with the new real size version, it's pretty much exactly like the originals. So you do have to use the included foot controller to control the speed, which actually I'm kind of loving, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. And there's no true bypass switch, so the preamp is always on. And apparently something I didn't know is the preamp reacts a little bit differently depending on if you're on the chorus or the vibrato mode. And we're gonna check that out in a little bit. But I gotta say, I kind of like using the Uni-Vibe or the Funky Vibe the way that it was originally intended. So you can bypass the vibrato effect by clicking the foot controller all the way heel back, and you can really feel it click, and it's a lot easier to activate than say like a Crybaby wah or something. It just automatically goes. And because of that, for me, I can use this a little bit more expressively and on the fly, especially mid-solo. All right, so I got my guitar plugged into this Sabbadius 1989 fuzz, going right into the Funky Vibe RS, into my Friedman twin sister. Right now the fuzz is off. Let me A/B what the preamp actually sounds like. So here's the guitar straight into the amp. And here's what the Funky Vibe sounds like with the volume right around 9. Here it is on max. And here's the difference in the preamp sound between the chorus and vibrato settings. This is really interesting. So right now on the foot controller, it's in the heel all the way back position. When I move it forward just a little bit, you can hear the effect click on. And that would be the slowest, and that's off. Now I'll progressively move the controller forward. And the thing about the Uni-Vibe controller is that you can really lock it into whatever position you want. So the thing to know about the foot controller is it's not like a volume pedal or a wah-wah pedal. It really does feel tight, and it really does lock in the position wherever you set it. So you don't have to worry about leaving your foot off or taking your foot off. And it'll stay there. I kind of like it somewhere between 3 and 5. Here is the vibrato setting. Let's hear it with the fuzz turned on. Now, what I like about having the foot controller control the bypass of the effect is I can really use it almost as like an expression pedal if I'm just playing without the Uni-Vibe on. It really does feel, when going from effect off to effect on, really seamless. All right, folks, that is the new Sabbadius Funky Vibe RS Real Size 1969 version. Thanks again to Nico for sending this over to check out. Looks like I'm gonna have to make some room on the pedal board. If you're interested in this pedal as well as some of the other great Sabbadius pedals, I'll put a link down in the description. Thanks again for watching, and if you like this video, click that thumbs up, share it with your family and friends. And if you'd like to see more gear demos and guitar lessons, click that subscribe button. I'm Ronquillo, and I'll see you in the next video.